Okay, I think this I covered, right? Okay. Yeah, that n to 1. This is the. So basically we call it, this is a tail recursion when you have from coming from right to left, no?
Scala basically on this, right? Tail recursion words.
Yeah. So how will you find n sum of n natural numbers? Basically n natural in the sense sum of n numbers. For example, like you have what is called it? This is factorial. Factorial. Finding a factorial, right? Find the sum is nothing but a factorial only. So what we do in a recursion way, we call factorial of 5 given n, right? And then what we check, if n equal to 0, return 1, or otherwise return 0. Otherwise what we'll do, we call factorial of n minus 1, correct? And finally, this will be keep running. And what is the exit condition here? This is the exit condition, right? Yeah, n equal to 0 is the exit condition, because from you're counting from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like that. So it is like this. N plus find sum it calls, and it will be keep calling like this. Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series, you know, like how Fibonacci series is? Like it adds.
Basically two numbers.
Yeah.
Added, give you third number.
Third number, yes. So basically it is like Fibonacci of n minus 1 plus Fibonacci of n minus 2. Okay, these are all very standard questions. I'm going a bit fast actually. So, and I think this one, you know, that is sum is different. Factorial is n into n minus 1. I'm sorry. Sum is just you are adding. This is your multiplying. 5 factorial is 120, I think. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 into 1. Okay, palindrome. What is mean by palindrome?
The string is reverse, gives you the same value.
Yes, if string is reverse, it will give the same value. So that is a palindrome. How will you check if string is palindrome or not?
Starting and
By 2.
if I divide string by length by 2, first character on the left hand side and the last character in the second array.
No. 2 pointer.
Well, if I divide this array like a string into 2 length, right? Three characters. First array, I will start with the left hand side. Second array, I will start with the right hand side. I will. If you have 2 points, then what I will increment the left hand side by +1.
You don't need to divide actually. You can put a condition. Yeah. You can do that. Yeah, that is fine. And in one of the place, for example, like this is ABC, CBA. This is a palindrome. Let's assume that here we have a C. Here we have a D. Okay. So when you started 2 pointer approach, any point you countered like this condition, right?
They are not
not same. This string itself is not a palindrome. You can just declare and come out. Okay. Palindrome chalk. It is like this. Is palindrome. I have written a maximum number of piece rope cutting. Okay. Given a rope of length 10 meters, cut the rope in different parts of integer length in a way that maximizes product of lengths of all parts. You understood this? So given a rope. Okay. So given some n is nothing but here. What is the length of that rope? Okay. Length in a way that
maximizes product of lengths of all parts. So you cut the rope in different parts of integer length is fine. So probably randomize, you cut it, say 100 meters, you cut it 5, 10, whatever it is. In such a way that it maximizes the product of lengths of all parts.
Product into. Yeah, into.
Okay. So 5 into 10.
It is like this. For example, if you are divided into, let's assume that length is 4 meters.
Right.
Okay. If you have cut 2 meters, right? So 2 into 2 it is 4.
Right.
Okay. If you, let's assume that if you have cut with the
1 meter.
Not 1 meter, I mean to say, like let's assume that it is 8. Okay. If you have cut into 3 meter 2 and 2 meter 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Product will be more.
Okay. 3 into 3 into 2. Now
yeah, product is more. But let's assume that 8 meter you have cut very, very small pieces. 1, 1, 1. Product will be still 1, 1, 3. Right?
Yeah.
So like that you have to find
maximum.
Max number, how many cuts you can make and what is the cut length also. That is the question.
Standard question. So the name is not remembered.
I don't know what is the name, but this is what
Also assumes equal cut.
equal cut. If you do,
No,
you don't need to assume equal cut. Nothing is mentioned like
yeah, that's what it is.
mention anywhere the equal cuts. No.
It doesn't mention that.
Different parts of integer length. No, it is mentioned row in a different parts of integer length in a way that maximizes product.
You don't do float 2.5.
Yeah, that float is not possible.
Float is
Talking point. It can be, let's say, you said 8 part.
One.
No, I will take 2 parts as 1 part.
Yeah, that is
LCM, maybe it's related to
Lowest
LCM.
common multiplier.
common multiplier is no. I'm saying you can
Randomly, I make
random length also you can cut. No.
random.
Yeah, random is what I prefer. Yeah, you make it random and ensure there's an interesting question, right?
Then you will go in the loops. If you just random cut and then try to backtrack and again come back.
Yeah.
I think we need to cut in all the ways we have and
Hmm.
then take the
Different permutation combination. in it.
yeah.
Yeah, permutation combination you are not. For example,
See
let's
where
assume
your
that
maximum sum that you have.
length of the rope is 9 meters. Okay. So you can have 5 meter one and 4 meter one. So the
Yeah.
product will be 20. But if you cut 3, 3, 3, 3, right, the product will be 27. Correct. But if you again, like if you cut like 2, 4, 4 and then 1, then it is still 16. But that way you have to do permutation combination and you have to
Question
find
should be
out.
always be concrete, not like the generic. And with a lot of assumption.
Usually what happens, no, examiner also will not know what exactly need to ask. Okay, first he will ask. Then he will see what you understood. Then based on your questions, no, he will try to correct it correctly. So that he will get what he is expecting. Not what you have understood, what he is expecting. He will say, okay, maybe it is like that. Okay, consider the equal length. Or no, consider that you can make only exact parts. Okay, maybe he will tell we can make any parts. Both is suitable, correct? So based on what, try to understand the question correctly and
Here, what is the objective? Like, again, time complexity or solving the problem?
solving the problem only is the objective. When you're facing interview, don't try to understand that where this is applicable.
That's okay.
If you would have understood that, we would not have learnt calculus and integration thing, right?
That's correct.
Differentiation calculus we have not learnt.
Here, no, there is nothing, is there anything hidden? Like time complexity or space complexity of that sort, or just solving alone itself is a
Solving alone itself is a big. So I always used to think where this log is used. Okay, when I was some big in exam also we are allowed to take that log book, logarithm book. So I used to hate that because it used to be some direction we have to match and then compare. No, I used to think where it is used, but I realized later that it is used somewhere like that. Yes. So that way we don't know, like so many things, so many applications, so many. I am still using VI editor. Okay, still VI editor only I use. Eclipse has there, so many editors have come now. Yeah, and I still use VI editor and everything. Most of I need only 2 things. One is VI editor and another one is the browser. You can do anything with that. But people have so much advanced. Even Satish, I am saying he will be giving talk on what is that?
Intelligent.
Not IntelliJ. See, one names also not. I'm working in the cloud company. Cloud.
Yes.
And
Line order.
there is something.
Java tune.
These containers will be managed by Dockers will be managed by something. What is that? Kubernetes. So he will give talk on Kubernetes. No, I don't understand that.
No, as you rightly said, I am also definitely into more than 2-3 decades of teaching and training. Even today, these people have seen many of my classes. I am a fan of command.
Still use command.
College students,
Yes.
all industry professionals. I maximum try writing my program. I type. I don't copy paste.
Correct.
I type so that muscle memory gets activated.
Correct.
In the command prompt and with the VA.
Yes.
So
If you see which function will come in which library, no, I will tell which you need to import.
Exactly.
This is the problem with us.
Yeah.
We're directly writing with ID.
ID only will do the job.
ID will take care.
ID only will import that.
They will advocate on that. We don't really do. So basically, because you get associated with the language nuances, and you don't need to memorize the syntax. At least quick, handy, you would get it. At least a decent amount of program without any Google or Stack Overflow, you'd be able to write the program with this.
Yes.
Since we are used to IDs, like once we SSH into server, we struggle a lot with using.
Because that again comes from the school of your initial base.
Yes.
who taught you what made you. We are all asked to do the programs only in command.
Yes. We used to get,
For us,
yeah.
like 1 week in the notepad, and then we thought, okay, we have a better way to do it. Let's save to the
IDE.
directly. And then
I have seen that debugging is so easy in IDE.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to trace 32 device used to come. You have to connect to the setup box and then you do the debugging. Okay. It was so horrible. You have to, where you want breakpoint, right? Line number, you have to type the line number and set the device at where you want to have the breakpoint. But now I can see double clicking on that Eclipse ID, no, it will add one dot there. I have seen that. So easy.
that's called the breakpoint.
It will come and it will stop there.
See, especially where I see that the essential benefit you get it is find all, search all, replace.
Hmm.
You can still through grep. Linux command line phonetics, if they are there, you could still achieve it through SED
Grep.
and awk and SED, grep, etc. But with an ID, if you want to refactor, that's the best
Many
way.
things you can do.
For us, the thing is like, do we really need to go to VI? Because since a lot of
No, you don't need to go.
tools and it's making our life easy.
You don't need actually, because we have seen that days, right, where, yeah, Eclipse was not there at all when we started. VI only a text pad is there and VI. Notepad is there. Not text pad, notepad.
Every version I use, since JDK 1.2, I'm also using Java. 1.2, I started writing in the curve. When it came out of the industry, 1.3, 1.4 was there.
Even one was not there when I started. We used to work with the CDC, PPP profiles used to come.
Correct.
Then they started something called as 1.3 was 1.2, 1.3 was more
1.3
famous.
Stable, then 1.4, they went into Java 2. So, right. See, that's again, as what you asked, right, Energy, right? It's a choice. Especially when you really want to make the quickest way of writing a program, you go with IDEs. If you want to be really in touch with, again, muscle memories and syntaxes, if you want to be having it, I would say it's a choice.
Yeah, continuing our session. Guys want to have some break or it's okay, we can. Coffee if you want to have it. Pizza is coming, right, Raghun?
Yes, sorted.
Yeah. Saturday we have come means we'll have something, right? I thought maybe less than 5-6 people, right? We can go outside and have it properly.
One extra. Here was a coffee, vending machine with some biscuits. If you came earlier, you can do so let's pause it this meeting or close it.
Yeah, we'll pause it a bit.
Stop video recording.
Your participants were all there.
Only Praveen.
Only Praveen is left out now.
You have an option to pause the recording.
I already paused.
Paused it, then that's
No, slides I have paused. Recording I need to pause. Yeah.
there's a recording on top, right?
Pause.
So the recording can be paused.
Pause recording. Okay. Let me just finish the coffee.
So I think it's on the way. They will call me and we have to go into.
Yeah, they will. You take it. But you know how to go?
This floor, right? Second floor.
No. You will get confused. We will only get confused sometime.
Was it?
Yes.
Then when he calls me, we'll take it.
Let's see if any security is there, then I will try to escort him.
People should be okay with it.
In worst case, I have to only go. As I'm doing.
That's what.
No, easiest way is the straight one.
There is one door,
locked door, right?
Stairs.
Yeah.
Via stairs.
That is easier. Not stairs. Lift only. But you came from,
Right, from there.
yeah.
Other way of it.
There is one more access door comes there. So you have to pass that hurdle.
Anybody who's not a part of the session will join here. Most of the people I know.
You guys are like, what is your profile kind of thing? You guys are working or you are looking for job, or why you're interested in structure and algorithm? You're looking for a job. Okay. You're working. So what about others? Sir, I have seen you many times. Yes.
Yeah, last time also I've seen.
Yeah.
Every time I see your data set.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
Correct.
Sir, what you do, sir? Okay. Fine. Okay.
But you are, the reason why you are trying to ask me this question is, so we do conduct an event next week, JavaFest. So hopefully you would be attending that.
There is one student synergy or energy, some session is there. And this guy, yeah, Naveen Reddy, who is from Telescope, some telescope.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, do join there, but for that you need to register.
WhatsApp group as well.
Yeah, I am there.
Okay. So probably, I lead, my name is Raghavan. I lead another track called ReSession. So that is where we have been knowing each other for about 3 weeks. So I have taken a couple of classes on Core Java as a refresher, and we have requested fellows to take it. The specialized area on Core Java and data sets as well. So next week we plan to have test as well. Test in the sense for some certain employers have been talking. Right, so for the evaluation. So we did have mock quizzes and that. I was conducting on Core Java earlier, just for the people to have a taste of it. So next week we are also evaluating the platform to have the real evaluation, with which we would screen the profiles and sharing it with you. Okay. Please do consider that. Let us know. My number is on screen 80952. Yeah, 80952 61616
809
52
52
61616.
This Java user group WhatsApp group is
Right, if you are a member, you are there. WG.
Yeah.
WG is the same. I am the person who created the WhatsApp group. If you are a member of that, it is fine. If not, please get you added so that the communications we make it there.
So there is one more workshop planned for senior developers, right? Architect.
Architect, that's also there.
Can you give some more details about that?
I think I have to talk to Satish. That's one of birds of a feather. We have 3 to 4 different tracks: student synergy and ReSession, the architecture.
Shall I open that and show?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll check that one. What time ReSession classes will come next week? It is not being to the event last Friday.
This is last for me today.
Right.
No, mine is technical teach. I want to restart my career.
Sure.
10 years.
Okay, so welcome. No worries.
Problem. So I want
Sure.
to restart.
Please. I have actually conducted a very basic stuff.
Okay.
A bit detailed intents as well. I've gone through. As you said, we have all the previous recordings are posted in my channel as well. Even these recordings getting.
As a PO sent, I think.
Exactly. Please do take a look, and if there is any help that you think I can be of, please do let me know. We will do our best. So this is the website and these are the initiatives. The ReSession is what I have been doing. So we wanted to change that ReSession to ReSession. People who were unfortunately laid off or had an impact on the job were looking for to restart their career. This is what we are doing. And startup is for the people who are looking to create a startup hub. Founders, ideation, all that, right? And birds of a feather is architecture. So typically on an enterprise level application. That's a good question that you asked me. What is that all about? On that day of event, 15th of July, all the sessions will be running in parallel. So different meeting rooms have been booked in the Christ University. So all of them from since morning till evening, the sessions will be conducted in parallel. And we have invited 20 plus colleges, if I'm not wrong, all over India. Students are invited. That's why I've been to Ramakrishna Vidyalaya last week. For the past 2 weeks, I was in Palindrome. One of the colleges where I've gone there and trained the people on Core Java for the students synergy to prepare them. So this, I also wanted to mention that on the students synergy. So far, you might have seen or heard about a lot of tech conferences, right? What happens is typically people from the industry we do take part, or from the employees, right? Or who are into research, etc. But students generally do not get an opportunity to take part or meet the people from industry. And there is always a gap between academia and the industry, which we still, the difference in provides. We wanted to fill this gap. We thought, why not? The employers, employees, and the students, all of them can be conglomerated into one place. It's a great deal for the students, right? Hey, what are these guys are doing? At least a bit, if not everything, they'll get to understand. So the student synergy has very different topics, starting from bit of topics on Core Java, etc. Latest what we do, though it is not very latest, Spring Boot, microservices, deploying a sample application on cloud AWS, they have not seen it. So those are all the kind of, and some bit of functional programming. Different speakers are lined up since morning 9:30 till 4 o'clock. The sessions are going to happen on students. And there is going to be a quiz conducted after every session, plus a larger quiz, mega quiz. So whichever college is grabbing more prizes will be given to the college level prizes. Because some prizes are lined up. We have some sponsors. We are looking for sponsors as well who could help us out with the mementos and all that, participant certificate and all. So the ReSession track, we're going to have some sessions as well. Continuation of the sessions, plus the evaluation of the profiles, the screening, through testing that we do. We have been taking classes to upskill. Plus the exam will be mostly conducted by the mid of next week. The exam is the evaluation quiz. Potentially like hacker rank. They're also trying to make it so that the real evaluation will happen, with which we will scrutinize and screen the profiles and give it to the employees, what we look for. Accordingly, they will take up further. Let's say, for example, a couple of you are getting selected in this room. They will have a separate round of discussion with those people whom we screen it and give it to. So that's going to be the ultimate aim of the ReSession, to make the people, job seekers, meet the employers. Birds of a feather is purely an architectural track. People at the enterprise application architectural level, what improvements we could make, what are the buzzwords. Again, you say the microservices, monolith, now they say microlith, right? Or different terminologies being used, and what's the current trend. That's purely from an application architecture perspective. Startup, as I said, startup hub. A couple of them, I think, where do we exactly stand? So check with Satish. He's again one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So we are all a part of Bojet, Bangalore Open Java User Group meeting, and these people are running for a long time. So fellows had already conducted, as he said, 2019 when COVID hit. So they have conducted Vaibhav, who's also one of the distribution engineers here. I think he quit
and
now he's now with Salesforce.
Salesforce.
He's there for core platform JDK engineers. Definitely, we can be proud of.
Yeah, this is not my area of interest actually. I will be talking more on the JVM side. I think you might be aware, right?
Tuning and stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
JVM.
They have conducted good set of classes exactly in 2019, COVID hit. I think for a couple of months they have run it.
Yeah.
And many people really got benefited, and he was a superstar. Obviously, we know, though the rest of all the topics we may do well, this DS-Algo is always a hot cake, right? So fellows have really contributed. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And he has agreed. He's a very kind gentleman who is always agreeing to help us out whenever we call him, asking for him. Though he is very busy, amidst all these tight challenges and schedule, he is helping us out with that. So that's really appreciated. So once again, we thank you for joining us here, and let us know how best we can help you. And purely it's a community service. I would just wanted to tell you that. Nothing is paid. None of us are required to pay anything. Everybody is working just out of the interest to help the people on the Java community. So that's just about it. Please feel free to go to the website, and whoever is still there on this track, please try to attend the exam. In the WhatsApp group as well, please be a part. Okay, thank you. That's it. Yes.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, I think what I will do, right? The slides anyway, I will share you guys. So the questions anyway, some few standard questions are there on coming next. What I was thinking was like strings I will cover. Some string questions, very standard, you will get in Google also, and even I have covered in the slides also. So you will get it. Apart from that, there are few topics which I have not put it in the slides. I had complete slide deck, but somehow I lost that, and now I have to search where it is. But few things are there. This was the slide deck actually earlier I had. Just let me just show you. Yeah. So this was the slide deck which I had. So we are still here only. Yeah. So a lot of things are there to cover. So what I will do, right, till our pizza arrives, right, I will try to cover a few other things. I don't have slides. I will just what kind of questions will come from that side. I will try to explain. I think let's not get into slides. Okay. So I think last week I was just explaining one standard question from the stack and queues, right? I think I'm thinking that you guys are aware what is stack, what is queue, all that things. So one question we addressed, like using stack data structure, how will you implement a queue, right? So that you guys saw. So stack and queue was very standard one. There are some. Once I asked one guy, right, who was very good in data structure and algorithm. I asked him like one question, but he was not able to answer. He was not able to tell that what exactly is the. There is something called as a priority queue. Yeah. Okay. So I asked him in a live situation, have you seen the priority queue? He was very good in detection algorithm. He could able to answer what is the priority queue, everything. I just asked him, have you seen in live, in the real world, right? Have you seen that? You have seen the queue, right? Standing, people are waiting for something to happen. Have you seen the priority queue? Anyone here like can assume in a real world?
Any temple, if you go there, you get the path is right.
No, that is not the priority queue. Don't get confused.
Oh,
Yeah.
VIP person has to enter into any.
Yeah.
VIP is the one culture.
That is VIP queue. VIP queue is different. Say, I'll give one example. Don't get into code and all. Don't think code. Think like a layman. Okay.
Airport, we have priority check-in actually. So once
Okay.
we have this check-in, even if you're in the queue, you can directly bypass the queue and go.
Exactly.
You can be preempted.
Preempted. For example, like earlier, if
Operating system.
people like our Indian guys, right, very standard. We people want to go early, and we also want to come early, right, out of the flight. As soon as the flight landed and it opens, right, that lights will be glowing, then we are ready to, like, get out. Like that only we'll stand first. The queue will be formed anyway very long. But what they will do, right, they will try to pull from the one side, or they will call like you might have seen, right, people with the business class, like they can come. People carrying mothers or small kids, they will come. So the priority will be decided. Now here, what is the priority? People with the business class. They may have two queues, but in our Indian airports, we'll have only one queue where everything will be processed. So business class is the priority. Now you are going to set the priority. So you try to imagine where actually these things are coming and hitting, right? Now you have a closed room, okay? So people are just entering, right? And they want to come out. The other side of the gate, right, it is closed. So the person who has entered last, he only has to go out, correct? Like in the plane also. All people are standing. Now you cannot go out. Though I have come in first and I have went and sat at the last, I cannot go out first, right? Because queue anyway, while going also queue. So I have to wait till the first person goes out there. So though I entered in some way, I have to wait, right? So now you can realize in the real world how actually the priority queue is working, how the stack is working, right? If other side they open the rear end gates, right, then you can exit from that side also, correct? So that is queue. Basically, it is a queue, right? You can enter in one side and you can go in other side. So try to imagine that thing. So things will be easier for you. If any question is given to you, so you can think in that way and you can solve. So the stacks, we always think, recursion way, the stack will go and it will come out. So don't try to, bring technology always into picture. Sometimes it is good, but not all kind of problems will be solved with that. Means you will have the understanding first, right? We have to be very strong with our basics. Once basic is strong, then we can do anything. Now, after 4 or 5 years, someone asks, no, priority queue, then you will think, I have not used priority queue, but what is the priority? But if you have real life thing, right, in your picture, okay, real life, it is like this, then you will remember, okay, what is the priority? Correct?
We can change this stack into buckets. Each stack will have only one item and set priority according to our business logic.
It is not stack, it is queue. Priority queue.
Okay.
There is no priority in the stack.
I was just another way.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Based on your business logic, right, the priority will be decided. Like first it is like business class, as I give example. Next, it can be like they will tell row number from this to this, so that they can fill the last things, right? So the priority will be based on that. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, actually, it was a business and economical section, but if you want to compare it to business class.
Yes.
In economy, suppose some emergency or something, how to do the queue? For example, how to do the priority?
The priority will change now. Once business class will go, or on top of business class, if some emergencies or someone is coming on wheelchair, so wheelchair person will be given. So that is the priority decided at that time. But generally, what we do, right, on a single queue, we don't put two kinds of priorities. We only put one kind of priority. So that is what the ReSession is all about. Dynamically, we cannot, so much advanced still people have not converted. If we have any solution we can propose, people have not went till real life, it can happen. Correct? But
If we see whatever the customer effect we got in the product, right? We have always a priority. The customer who is more premium, his priority will be more. So even both two customers again, if they come the same day, home to work, right? So that sets on the priority. Real life.
based on the severity, based on the customer account, premium account, the priorities will be decided.
It can switch like in.
Yeah.
It was nothing but just like a normal with a comparator, right? You put a comparator.
Yes, exactly. It is a comparator. The sorting thing will happen based on that comparison.
So it will give us.
Yes. And that too, the queue is already ready. Based on your sorting thing, right? You are picking that. Correct? The rear end you are defining so that the things will come out based on that particular priority. It is like that.
And in the data structure, we have to add one extra attribute like priority.
Yeah, there is priority queue if you see, right? Priority queue, how it will be like? It will be queue and then it will be like priority.
One
Comparator thing will come here and sit. Based on this comparator thing, you will sort and pick the elements based on that. Correct. That is a priority queue. Okay. I will in these things, right? Linked list, stack, queue, our hashing, right? Hashing.
Map ES has this is the
Hashing, yes, hashing is that one. Hashing, not much interview questions will be asked. The interview question, I think I have not covered that. Increase.
In hashing, usually you raise it to the power of and keep adding that. But why do you raise to the power of?
Yeah. Why we raise to the power of 2? Correct. It will be always 2 to the power something. Correct. That is what the hashing is. See, in binary word, right? How the how the representation is. Representation is always in binary. Correct. For example, like if I want to represent or if I want to store some long value or some integer or some value, 64-bit value, let's assume that. So I have a 64-bit this one. Some data structure here which will hold 64-bit. Okay. And now when I say 64-bit, these are all bits. So bits will be always represented either 1 or 0. The computer will understand only that 1 or 0. So I will have 0, 1, whatever it is. So this will be defined like this. So if you want to correct, if you want to store like this, right? So if you want to convert this one and try to understand what exactly this value is, so that is what the hashing does, right? Hashing has to get this bucket value of this bucket so that the new hash value can be when you're computing the hash, when you're like pushing it also, you need where to push. So the value, right? So how will you find out the value? So value is based on, are you able to see this? Value is based on what? The calculation of this 1 and 0 you need to calculate based on the position. So how will you find the position? Position you will find always with the power of 2. For example, position of this is 2 raised to power 0. Right? Position of this is 2 raised to power 1. So this is 2 raised to power 2 like this. So this will go for 64-bit, it will be 2 raised to 63 actually. So when I say n-bit, right, in n-bit logic, it will be 2 raised to power n minus 1. And this starts from 2 raised to power 0. So this is the reason basically we always use that for storing and doing the hashing. Always we use 2 raised to the power. Okay. So hashing not much actually. These binaries are still you can get it. I think one thing which most of the time asked, right, like this linked list. Okay. Linked list is the one basically will be asked for multiple interviews. People will ask this linked list one. So the question can be like, for example, linked list, right? So you have a node. This is node pointer node. So which will have data, and then there is a next pointer also. Okay. Yeah, address of the next pointer. So next pointer will define another node, which again has the same thing. One is the data, and another is next pointer. So it will go like this. Finally, the last node, whatever node you have, right?
No.
It will be pointing to none. So this is the criteria for the last one. So now the advantage of this particular linked list, right? This is called as linked list. This we can call singly linked list. The advantage of this list is that you can dynamically add any node. Okay. And you no need to have a contiguous memory. The memory can be anything. I can declare a node here. Okay. What I need to do, I can have a data here and I can have a next pointer here. What I need to do is, for example, if I want to add it here, right? So you need to just adjust this pointer and here, that's it. Okay. Now I will ask few questions based on that. Maybe you can try to answer it. For example, let's assume that I want to delete a node here. Okay. So I have a head point. I will give value of the data. For example, like wherever data 4 you find, right? There is only 1 4 here in the list. You delete that particular node. How will you do? So you have a head pointer. So let's assume that this is the head pointer. And let me declare the node structure here. So node structure is nothing but let's assume that in only you have a data. and there is a node pointer which is called as next. Okay, so this will be declared it as a node here. So this is the node data structure.
Generally, in that case, what we'll do, first we'll go and see whether the data is 4. Once I wait there. So since
So
we
you
already-
found the data is 4 here. Let's assume that this is the 4.
Yeah, but here if you see, once I come to 4, I don't know what is my previous one. Always I have to keep one, let's say one extra.
Let's assume that you have a previous counter and next counter. Okay, previous counter also head, next counter is also head. Correct?
Yes. So in
So
this case,
next what you are doing, next dot data equal to, you are checking the item to be searched
Yes.
if condition. Okay. If you found the data is fine, you got the data right. So
Previous equals to next.
otherwise what you do, next equal, if else, in else condition you have to do next equal to next dot next, right?
Yes.
And what is previous? Previous equal to next. Correct? This is what you have to do. And once you found the data, so what you need to do, you need to return, you need to delete this. So the deletion logic you need to add here. So I want to understand this deletion logic.
There is nothing called deletion. Just whatever my previous node is there, that next point I have to put whatever my current next. I will just make a.
So yes, basically what you do, you found this particular item here. So you have this node now. So what you do with this node, what I will do, so I have the previous, right? Previous also this pointer I have.
Yes.
So the previous what I will do, I will arrange this previous to
Node dot.
next of next,
Node
correct? Next of next, or sorry, node of next.
Node
Now-
dot next.
Yeah, so I don't have any node here, but let's assume that you got this node in temporary. So node dot next you will do. Okay, only these things you need to do. Next anyway, it's already you know that next is pointing to next. Correct? This next only you are adjusting. So this next anyway adjusted. Correct? So this is how the program is. Now interesting question. This is somewhat simple. Let's assume that you don't have a head node. I will give one particular node. You need to delete that node. Let's assume that I will tell you to delete this particular node, node n. Node value, node address I will give. Let's assume that you want to delete this, but you don't have the reference to head pointer. How will you do that?
Where do we start actually? If you don't have the head pointer,
Yeah, that is the question. Where you will start?
We'll first start assign the first node itself.